Previously on the most money I've spent on an arcade stick. They specialise in airbrushing. That's going to allow me to use my arcade stick on the Xbox 360, the Xbox One, the PS3 and the PS4. So I'll be able to use it. I'm just wondering where am I going to put it. Yeah, because I put them both together. Look at that. You can see how ACACAP means as creative and as comfortable as possible. With the format on this one, I'm really happy with the way this button came out. A project called R.I.P the MMA monster, if he's not even roaring. Hi Moits, my name's TEMPHUiBIS and this is my arcade stick. I've spent a lot of money on this thing and it has also taken 10 months. Before I uncover it, I'm going to uncover it a different way. This is the most money I've spent on an arcade stick. But I can tell you where the fifth logo is. The fifth logo happens to be right here. Right here next to the button. Looks all brilliant. Oh, by the way guys, how do you like the background? Yeah guys, I have finished the background. You know, I'm very proud here with most of the stuff that I've done on this. And there's other things as well which I'm going to explain. I'm pretty happy with how this has turned out. Really happy. So I'm going to go over everything for you guys right now. The first thing is something here. I've got to show you this right here. Now remember the start button, which is R.I.P roaring, letting that big powerful roar. What I got the Tigress to do is to finish off the neck and do the upper parts of his upper body. And instead of colouring in the style that she's been doing the other parts of the arcade stick in, I decided to go with her simple coloured sketch style, you know. And the reason why I went for that is because I knew I was going to be desaturating the whole thing and really brightening it, you know, to put it in the background. Right here you can see the mouth and teeth right there. You can see the body comes all the way down there, you know. I just wanted that in the background, you know, because as you see, we already got R.I.P with his serious face here. We already got him doing the kick. We already got him doing the coup de grace area, the ground and pound. I kind of wanted something in the background just to give it a bit of style, and I thought the roaring is perfect because, like I said already, once R.I.P is about to go to war, he is going to roar, and that was just perfect to add in the background. Really enjoyed doing that. So now let's go over the coup de grace pose. As you remember, R.I.P was actually punching with his right hand and holding him down with the left hand. Unfortunately, I mirrored it again, flipped it horizontally, and the reason is because I wanted to get this logo space in here, you know, so I can get it to match with the buttons, you know, so that flip had to be done. I was pretty happy with that. Let's take a look at the buttons. You may notice the buttons here are linked by lightning. You can see the lightning linking to all of them, and you'll see it on the buttons as well when it's done. You got the green lightning linking the other buttons here and all that. These buttons are pretty prominent, and so the lightning on those. And what I've done, I've added another load of lightning bolts all over there. They're a bit more faded out. And I've got some that's even more faded. It's like really faded. And I added a lot of green cloud effects and some green splashes down the bottom as well. And a lot of green shapes here. Just all faded out and all different shades of green as well. So nothing's really clashing with each other. And I'm happy with how that's all turned out. But you know, I'm also happy with, and I'm actually proud of myself, because I actually did this part. You know, I added a lot of sweat to R.I.P, and you can see the sweat all over his head there. You can see I added a sweat to all three images and everything that. And what I did that using the displacement. Yeah, I did that using displace, which is a great effect on Photoshop, and I'm proud of how I did it. I even managed to get it looking a little realistic on this guy here who actually has fur. So I'm pretty happy with how this turned out. You know, also added a lot of splashes on the attacking areas. You know, just add that more sort of power look to it. You know, the thing is, everybody obviously knows when someone's training a lot, when someone's fighting, when you both find sweat is, you know, they're usually going to sweat. Really, it's something that always going to happen. So I thought might as well add that realistic aspect in there. Just give it that, you know, it'll make it a little bit realistic. So I thought just add sweat in there, and I'm just happy with the method I used and the way it turned out. I was hoping I wouldn't mess up the Tigress's drawings, but I feel it works very, very well with it, and I'm just pretty proud with it, you know. And what I added here, I added Zape's logo here. I actually made this logo very, very long ago, but I decided to just use it. So I'm trying to look at it through the phone and this at the same time. Yeah, I just wanted it to look. I just thought, you know, add it to there because it looks great. This is kind of the official logo, and so let's go over what I put down at the bottom here. PFU. That's it's like the UFC in his world, you know, Paws Fighting Union, and you've probably seen it already because you see it on his gloves. You see it on his gloves and all that, and that's my logo right there. Got to have my logo, you know, it's like my footprints. And I thought I'd add a sponsor for him. He's got a lot of sponsors, but since this is a arcade stick, since this is a gaming stick, I decided to just put his local gaming shop. So in his world, he has a gaming place called Select and Start, where he buys games and plays arcades. And I thought, might as well add that logo there. The logo resembles a controller, I think everyone knows very well. So I don't have to say any more about that. You know, and I think that's everything I've spoke about in this, and I just can't wait till this is printed because I'm very, very happy with this. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, as we were doing the testing of putting the artwork in the buttons, one of the buttons got scratched up very, very badly, and I didn't like the condition it was looking at, so I had to buy another button, and just had to point that out quickly. Well, when you look at the inside, it's a little busy over here, isn't it? Oh boy. Well, anyway, unfortunately, I've got two little problems. The first problem is down here on the Easy Peasy mod. The universal fighting board doesn't fit with the Korean stick with the way that's set up. You know, you basically put this upside down on there. You put it through the little pins over here, but when you close the board, the area here of this knocks the bottom part and flips it out. So it works, it definitely works, but it doesn't fit with the Korean stick. If I was using the original Japanese stick that came with this, then yes, it will fit properly and it will work perfectly. But I do want to use the Korean stick, so I had to get a different board. This time I got the Easy board, which was made there from Jason Hicks. When I went to order this, when I went to order this, the first thing I realized is that I had to order it with a universal fighting board. You know, I thought I already have a universal fighting board, so I didn't thought to get another one. But then I had to order it, but then I realized a good positive with it anyway is the fact that the soldered headers are done differently and they work better with this one instead of using this one, because the soldered headers on this one is obviously made for that one. So this is better for me to use. And this is going to be hooked up completely different. It's going to be hooked up over here, and for that I got some PCB standoffs for that. So I've got to let you know about that one as well. Now, so what I'm going to do is I'm basically going to just take everything out, try and set all this all up, and I'm also going to be unplugging the LVT3. Because of the fact that it's faulty, doesn't work, so I'm going to be sending it back to the company. So that's unfortunate. You know, we're coming to the end of this process, but now it feels as if we're just gone steps backwards. At least, hopefully, hopefully this will fit with the Korean stick. You know what the funny thing is, right? Yeah, I actually was looking at this board first, but I ended up getting this board because, well, it'll be less wires going around, because this one will use extra wires that I've got right here, whereas this one would have just been simply plugging it in there. And I also had a deal going with Paradise Arcades, which helped me get this a bit cheaper. So I've learned the hard way. You can't cut corners. You're gonna have to put the hard way stuff in if you really want the best out of everything. So yeah, that's unfortunate. That's unfortunate. So what I'm gonna do right now is just unplug everything and get all this in there. Okay guys, let me give you an update. This is gonna be funny. So here's the Easy Mod, and the Easy Mod came here with this ribbon cable that has this end, both sides. There's a little problem, and you put one side here into these pins right there, and you put the other side into the universal fighting board. The problem is when you put it here in this side, this can't close. Once again, it can't close because of the Korean stick. You know, that Korean stick has really messed everything up, but it is definitely nice and great to use. I actually tried it, and we got to find a way to get the universal fighting board working while the Korean stick's in there. So what I'm going to have to do is something I never want to do throughout this whole process. There's going to have to be some soldering. I'm going to have to desolder those pins that's in there. And what I bought this right angle pins. Wait, I'll stop. There we are. Yeah, this right angle connector that has the pins that goes in that way. So when I desolder them, then the pins will go in this way, like that. You know, so hopefully that's going to do. You know what's funny is when I actually bought this this connector, it didn't actually fit in this cable. But as you can see, if it's not, yeah, it had to be filed down and had to be scraped down with some random tool. You know, Uncle Ron did that for me, and right now he's going to help me with the soldering as well. And let's hope this goes well. And talking about the universal fighting board, I said to you that I was going to use these PCB standoffs to get it in. They were actually too big to go through the holes, so I ended up buying these small ones. And guess what? They were actually too small to go through the holes. But what Uncle Ron did is put them through the hole and put a random wire around it. What we're going to do is obviously we're going to face it away from any electric there. But now this will be able to stay secure in the bottom part of the place, in the bottom part of the stick. But when we sort out the soldering on that, then I'll stick that back in there, and it's done. You know, it's soldered there, so I can't take this off anymore. You never guess what, the soldering iron that Uncle Ron had didn't actually wasn't it was too thick to actually do this job. So you know what I did? I just bought him a fine point soldering iron and that, and I just gave it to him, really, because I'm never ever going to use a soldering iron ever again, and I'm not good with soldering stuff anyway, right? Yeah, so I just gave it to him. But since I paid for it, and since the purpose of it was this arcade stick, I'm adding that to the price. And the universal fighting board is stuck to the thing now using the standoffs. It's perfect. It's all ready now, and guess what? It's all working now that this thing is lower. It closes again, so I'm happy with that. You know, when the LED board is all sorted, yeah, we'll sort out the wires there and tidy it up a bit. It's pretty still messy, but at least I can finally play this right now. I can play it again. Well, this is a lot of parcels and packages, so you're probably now thinking, Temp, is this the end? Isn't this enough? Have you actually come to the end yet? Well, the short answer to that is not yet. There's still one more. So I just received this morning. This is from Tech Innovations in America. And what I've got here is a plexiglass and a dust washer. You see this? That's the receipt right there. And look at the dust washer already. It's nice and etched. Quick one. Oh damn! Sorry, I had a hard time taking it out there. Yeah. Notice you can see the cage sides on all of them. Okay, it might be a bit blurred. Looks all great. I was hoping the cage design would be a little bit darker, but you don't know with them etchings really. So that looks great. So I'm going to go over the design a little bit more. So the cage, it's like a normal fence that you see on the cage. The edges I sort of bent and cut out to make it look like they've been ripped out or something like that, just to give it a bit of style and not make it just a cage throughout the whole thing, you know. And I decided to go with this dust washer because it's with the cage, it's see-through, and it'll be great because you'll be able to see everything on the artwork perfectly. And so I did the same thing here with this here. Obviously, if you look, it's not exactly covering the whole thing, because if you remember rightly, Zapedee's face is going to be there, the whole body's going to be there, and there's the space in the bottom corner as well. So I just can't wait to print it out and see how all of this really looks, to be honest. So let me quickly just show you this. There's the cage that I added on the plexiglass. This is how I designed it. I did it on 3ds Max and edited each strand on Photoshop. This is how I did it before I sent it to Tech Innovations. And this is how it looks on the arcade stick itself. So I decided to put the cage on the actual artwork itself, you know, because at first what I was hoping was that the etching was going to come out a bit darker, so then I would just put it over the put the glass over the artwork, and it would look really great. But since the etching came out very, very white, but a nice good fluorescent white, I decided to put the cage back onto the artwork, and when I put the cage over it, hopefully the cage will match here. Well, it should do anyway. I've not changed anything, and then it should give that a nice little 3D effect, you know, the grey and white mixing perfectly. I'm hoping it will give a nice good effect. So what I'm going to do is just start printing it out, and I suppose it's going to be a tough job printing, but let's get this printed now. Ha! Check this out. After a shitload of attempts of printing and using so many different settings on the printer, I have actually finally come out with the actual version that I would like. The color on Zapedee is the best on here. This is the closest to how you see him on the computer, and the detail is kept, the detail and everything and all that. This is the best setting that I'm going to use, and this is the one that I'm going to put onto the arcade stick. You know, I printed out another one here for a spare, just in case, because of the fact that maybe when I go to cut the edges or the circles, it might go wrong. But you never know. So I done another spare, and well, do you know what all of this just shows, guys? It shows you got to fail many times before you succeed. You know, I had to just make sure I had the right. I just had to test and keep experimenting until I got the right one, boy. But yes, it's done. Man, let me just tell you one thing. My printer needs some more ink. And the holes are done. Oh my god, look at this. Sorry, Ryu, but it's time to go. Zapedee is now taken over. Look at that. The artwork is done. It is cut. It is ready to go on the stick. Thank you very much, Uncle Ron, for helping me with this. This is perfect. Oh my god, I can't wait for this now. Let's go. Well, it's been 1.5 months. I've been waiting for Paradise Arcade to send me the replacement. It's taken all this long, but the parcel came this morning. It's finally here. So let's see. I like how they Let's just hope it's working now, boy. Wow, they packaged it properly this time. I'm pretty sure that they're trying to make sure it doesn't mash up while in the flight. Okay. Okay, all the wires, nuts and bolts are still here. And here we are, we can see, I can see the board in there. Let's hope this one does it. Well, the good news is that the board works. It connects to everything perfectly. But the unfortunate bad news is that the software isn't working. It's not allowing the board to do what it's supposed to do, you know, and I'm not the only customer. Everybody else who has this board also has the same problem right now because the software seems to need updating, and that's all out of my control. It's up for the it's up to Paradise Arcades to fix the software on their website. It's actually their developer is they were waiting for the developer to do it. It's been taking a long time already. But at least I don't have to send this board back. I just need to just wait for this software to be updated. I can't wait till it is really. But at least it's ready. You know, physically it's all ready. And you know what else is ready? The buttons are ready. And of course the artwork has been printed and the holes have been cut. So that's also ready. And the Korean stick finally fits with the Universal Fighting Board with using the Easy mod, so that's ready. And the stick itself has been painted, so that's ready. And like I said, the lights, although the software's not done yet, they're ready, yeah. So I'm actually happy because you know what it is? It's morphin' time. Now it is time. On the next episode of the most money I've spent on an arcade stick. Hey, you just saw the arcade stick, now you need to see how it works. I go over how the lights work and what I selected for the buttons. I show you the final setup and I speak about the process and I give the final thoughts. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thanks very much for watching. Love who you are.